on me.
What happened next?
That nigga came to court and told on me.
Put that on something.
I sold my soul, homie. Called the highway patrol on me, plus the sheriffs and cops. He told him my name was Eric and I carried a Glock. Soon as you start blowing shots, them niggas going to tail. Don't have a meeting with the cops and then you going to jail. They'll tell him about the shooting, take him, show him his well. DA trying to see your cash, they gon' throw him the nails. They wanna throw me up in the cell and have me with a L again. Back to strip searchers and guards, read my mail again. Had me far away in the bay, I'm talking Pelican. Eating cold ass soy burgers and warm gelatin. I'm far too intelligent to fall for that twice. Niggas yelling gang gang and ain't about that life. And they'll turn rat right in front of your face. Get you found guilty plus 100 years on the case. Your mama in the court with tears running all on her face. Her baby shackled feet, hands and waist.
Goddamn.
These niggas ain't.
Say what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down. Now, for those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. During those times, I accumulated some good stories. I'm going to share one with y'all today. If you like the video, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe. Most importantly, hit that notification bell. That way, anytime I drop a story, you'll be notified ASAP, and you can hop on it whenever you're ready. Also, yeah, that's me gassing on the intro. Like I told y'all, the flow is nothing like Curtis Blow. Go to my YouTube playlist, scroll down to gas stations, and you can hear a lot of my music there. Now let's hop right up into this story. Now this story right here takes place around 2011. I was at a prison known as CMC East on the 3 yard, right? And so I'm out there chilling, you know. During that time, I played a whole lot of basketball. And so one day I'm on the basketball court, right? I'm out there balling. And this new dude show up, man. It's a light-skinned cat, black dude. I would say he's probably about 5'10", 5'11", 185, 190, you know. Nice cut-up dude, got some good weight on him. Light-skinned cat, probably maybe Drake's complexion, somewhere around there. Now, he introduced himself as AZ. So, initially, I was thinking that he was from Arizona. But later on, actually, I found out that he had an African name, and it was hard to pronounce. It was long, and AZ, the letters AZ was a part of his name, and so that's what people just called him, right? So he get on the basketball court. He got a nice game. He got a nice outside jumper. Like I said, he was about 5'11", 190. Nice weight on him so he could go down in the paint. You know, he could do his thing down there. Dude had a real nice game, right? And so he played a couple games. He bumped out. I'm like, okay, yeah, dude got a pretty good game. So I was honestly looking forward to playing with him some more, right? So a couple days later, I'm on the basketball court. I seen him walking past. I'm like, hey, homie, you want to play? He like, no, man, I might get with y'all later. I got something to do right now. And so, you know, he went on about his way. I seen him a time or two later on, asked him if he wanted to play. And he was always, you know, going here, going there. Now, come to find out, he had came from CMC West Yard, which is a level 2 yard, which is another facility extremely close to CMC East. You know, they got CMC East Yard, which is a 3. They got CMC West Yard, which is a 2. And from time to time, the difference between a 2 yard and a 3 yard is really just a matter of points, basically. You know, the 2 yard is a minimum security. The 3 yard is like a more, you know, it's a more the security is a little bit more than a 2 yard. And so California system works on a point system, and if you happen to get in trouble to get some write-ups, your points will go up, and they may send you from a 2 yard to a 3 yard, and vice versa. If you stay out of trouble, your points drop, they'll send you from a 3 yard to a 2 yard. So there's always people going back and forth, you know. And so the rumor was that while the dude was over there on the 2 yard, he had got caught up in some debts owed to some people, and you know, they had violated the man, you know, not they had put things in his, you know, in his backside that wasn't supposed to go up in his backside. Now, like I say, this was a rumor. I can't confirm this, but this what was being said, right? But, you know, after he was on the yard for a while, you know, it was obvious that dude, he definitely prioritized getting high over a whole lot of things. You know, when you out there on the yard, you hustling, you doing this, you doing that, you eventually, you know, find out who's who, what is, you know, what's doing what. Now, me particularly, I was a cat that I slung cigarettes, and so pretty much outside of that, I don't necessarily know what dudes was into. Every now and then I might dabble in something a little stronger than cigarettes if cigarettes wasn't available. But for the most part, that was my lane, And so, like I say with this dude, eventually word comes out that, this dude like getting his eye, and, he'll chase that thing, right? And so I happen to stay, it's only 2 buildings on the yard. I happen to stay in the one building. And if you're not in, each building is like 3 floors, and it somewhat looked like a college dormitory. And even if you're in the same building, if you're not, so it's first floor, second floor, and third floor. So if you're not assigned to the second or the third floor, you pretty much not supposed to be over there, or you can get in trouble. So one day I go to a whole different building that I'm really not supposed to be in. I don't exactly remember why I was over there, but from time to time you'll have different officers who are not regulars who will work on these buildings, or who work in these buildings on these different tiers. And some of them do not necessarily trip on other people coming on the tier. Some of them, if they're not necessarily a regular over there, they don't know who's supposed to be on the tier and who's not. So it was one of them situations. I forget what I was doing over there, but I was in another building, I believe on the 3rd tier. Now, as I'm going down the tier to handle my business or do whatever I do, I see the dude AZ with his back to me. He's talking to a dark-skinned dude from A-Trade Gangster. The dude got his shirt off. The dude he's talking to is about 5'10". I would say he about 185. He cut up as well. He woofing on him like, hey, man, what's up with you, man? I'm telling you, homie, what's up with my money? Boop, bop! All of a sudden, he just get off on him like AZ fall back and grab his face. The dude from A-Trade like, man, I'm telling you, homie, don't be playing with my money. You've been owing me for a long time, man. Go get my money, man. I'm telling you, go get my money. So I said, damn, it's going down up here. Like I say, I'm not supposed to be on the tier anyway, so I hurried up and handled my business and got on up out of there. So time moves on. This is around 2011. Time goes on, and I had a cell phone at the time, and I end up getting caught with my cell phone. So right before I got caught with my cell phone, they had just opened up another prison known as North Kern. Now, initially, North Kern was what is known as a reception center. And what a reception center is when you leave the county jail and you first get your time, they'll send you to a reception center, and you'll be evaluated, and then it'll be assessed what type of housing they feel that you need, and then they send you on to other prisons, which are known as main lines. Well, North Kern had been all of a sudden transferred from a reception center to a main line. So I believe it was 5 buildings on that yard. So normally people would be housed in that building, in those buildings temporarily, but now since they was making it a main line, they needed bodies to fill up this particular yard, and so they were shipping people to that yard. And due to the fact that I got caught with a cell phone, they sent me down there, me as well as a whole lot of other people, right? And so when I get down there, I had 2 homies who actually was at CMC East with me, and they had previously been shipped down there. One's name was a homie by the name of Roscoe, who was about 2 years older than me, or a year older than me. I had been knowing him all my life. And another one of my homies was the big homie Deer Hunter. Real solid dude, man. And Deer Hunter was maybe 13, 14 years older than me, and he had ran with my uncle. Me and Deer Hunter had done some time before in the county jail. Real solid dude, and they are in another building. I believe they was in the 5 building, and I think I was in the 4 building or the 3 building. But now the thing about North Kern, so they had, I believe, 5 buildings on the yard. So if you was in building 1, 3, and 5, you came out to the yard together. If you was in buildings 4 and 2, you came out to the yard together. But they were separate. The yards were separate from the other buildings. So you could be in building 2, have a homie in building 3, and never even see your homie the entire time, because they was released to yard different, unless you guys happen to bump heads over there at the medical or something like that, or you guys work together. So my homie Roscoe at the time was a MAC rep. A MAC rep is basically the Men's Advisory Council, which means he was like a liaison between the convicts and the staff when certain things went wrong, or we had complaints about certain things, or we was trying to get more things or whatever. So he had the freedom of being able to go from any building, to either take paperwork over there, to go talk to a CEO, to go do this, go do that, right? So he come to my building, he find out that I'm there. He talking about, hey, yeah, man, me and the homie Deer Hunter, we over here, man. I'm gonna get you moved over there. I'm gonna get you moved over there with us. So later on, I happen to see the homie Deer Hunter. He tell me, oh man, don't move in the cell with Roscoe, man. Roscoe is a stress case, So the homie Roscoe's trying to get me over there. So eventually, me and Roscoe do. I don't listen to the homie. I'm moving to cell with Roscoe, and just like he said, man, Roscoe was a stress case, man. The dude was worried about everything. He made a big deal out of everything or whatever. And one thing that he loved to do was chasing cell phones. He loved to be on the phone talking to his girl and this and that. By us just getting down there, it was hard to get an established line on the phones. You had some dudes who had them. You had dudes who had brought them from other institutions. But as far as dudes down there at that particular time having a relationship with certain free staffs who would bring the phones in, that really wasn't majorly established yet, right? So we in the cell, like I say, my homie Roscoe, he's a Mac rep, so he can move around freely, because over at that particular prison, we would have day room pot in the daytime, we would have yard in the daytime one day, and then the next later that day, we would have day room. We wasn't going to yard all day long. So, and then the next day, if we went to yard in the morning, we'd have day room in the morning and then yard in the afternoon. So like I said, my homie Roscoe, he's able to dip and dab and move and whatever. So he finds out that the dude AZ, who I didn't mention earlier, he had also been transferred down to North Kern. AZ had he claimed to have a phone, right? So I told Roscoe, I said, hey homie, listen, I was at CMC with that dude, man. That dude is, he play a lot of games. He's known for owing people money for to get he's nigh. He don't like to pay. Don't deal with that dude, man. The dude is bad business. The dude is bad business. Now, when I first got to North Kern, I failed to mention that me and AZ was in the same building, right next to each other in different cells. So one day, after we had to lock it up for count time, I hear AZ telling his cellie, his cellie is a blood. Now AZ was a non-affiliate. He didn't gangbang. He's telling his cellie, hey man, man, I don't, sometimes, yeah, man, I'll go and I'll borrow money, not necessarily knowing how I'm gonna pay, or I'll go get drugs, not knowing how I'm gonna pay, and I'll tell him, man, my sister's gonna send the money, but hey man, I don't mind a dude punching on me or beating me up, if I take too long, as long as he don't stab me. So this dude is basically saying that he'll risk getting into a confrontation behind trying to get high. Sometimes he'll go get drugs and don't even have an idea how he's gonna pay, and he'll stall people and stall them as long as possible, and it gets physical. He really don't care as long as they don't stab him. So this dude was dangerous, right? And when he said that, he reminded me of this white dude I had never met, but I had heard a lot about. A lot of people called him Pincushion due to the amount of times he had been stabbed behind those same reasons. This guy would go get drugs, not pay people, and eventually they would get upset and they would stab him. And he had a propensity to do that, either he didn't care or he couldn't control himself. And, getting high to him was more important than the risk that he would take with his life and his health. And that's a dangerous combination when you're doing that in prison, because everybody's not just gonna necessarily punch on you, right? Some people are gonna stab you and possibly try to take your life. And so back to my homeboy, I digress. Back to my homeboy Roscoe. Roscoe does not listen to me. He is so adamant about getting a phone. This dude told him he got a phone for $300 or $400 or whatever. He wants to get this phone, So now, by this time, me and Roscoe has been in the cell maybe about, a month or two. This dude is just stressing me out. He worried about every little thing. And so eventually I just couldn't take it, man. And so I moved back to the building that I had been in previously. And so, like I said, once again, the building that I'm in now, me and Roscoe and Deer Hunter, we on different yard releases, and so I don't see them as much as I was seeing them when I was in the building with them. But peace of mind is better than seeing cats, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, Roscoe didn't listen to me, man. He goes ahead and he tries to purchase this phone. Well, he does purchase his phone from AZ. Now AZ sells him the phone, but the phone is garbage. You know, the phone don't work, and he had it rigged up some type of way, but he was missing something. The phone was broke. You know what I'm saying? So now, of course, my homie is mad. He didn't gave him $400, $500, or whatever it was for a phone that doesn't even work. So now my homie, one day I'm in the cell chilling. Somebody brings me a kite or something. It's from the homie Roscoe, right? So I open up the kite. I read the kite. You know, the kite is basically telling me, you know, the situation about the phone, because me and AZ is back in the same building again, and he's basically telling me to approach AZ about this phone. You know what I'm saying? And so I think I seen him like the next day or the 2 days later. I told him, hey homie, listen man, you crazy, because first of all, I told you from the gate, dude is garbage. He do bad business. Do not buy the phone from me. Second of all, homie, you a Mac rep. If you want to come over here and holler at him, come holler at him. You're not supposed to send me on no crash mission. You know what I'm saying? Because you did not listen to what I told you. You know, you the Mac rep. You want to holler at him, you can come up in the building and holler at him, right? And so, like I say, I didn't approach the dude because it wasn't none of my business, you know. Homie or not, man, I'm not supposed to go out and crash out, you know, over no crazy stuff. And like I said, when the homie Roscoe was my age or better and had been in prison at that time, probably about, I don't know, 25, 26 years, you know. He still sits in prison today. And so hopefully he'll come home pretty soon or whatever, man. But like I say, I wouldn't fish to crash out behind no crazy stuff like that, you know. So eventually he goes and gets at AZ, and, you know, I guess they get the situation resolved. AZ told him he was going to, you know, give him this or give him that in the future. They worked it out. However they worked it out. I stayed at North Kern for about a year and ended up getting transferred. But a day or two before I got transferred, of course, AZ was still up to his shenanigans, still running around, getting stuff from people that he couldn't pay for. And he messed around and got some work from some brothers from OVG, Original Valley Gangsters. And they was not going for it. So I guess AZ was owing these dudes well past the agreed upon time, and so 3 or 4 of them one day I guess got tired of AZ shenanigans. They ran up in the cell. They went up in there and busted him up real bad. You know, they ran up in the cell, man, beat the brakes off him. And like I say, he was extremely light-skinned, man. They beat that dude bad, man. You know, his eye was all black. He was busted up. But to his credit, he kept it solid. He didn't tell, you know, he didn't go tell on nobody. He didn't roll it up, but he sure was walking around looking like, you know, he got the left and rights with all somebody's might put all on his face, you know. But I ended up transforming like about a day or two afterwards, you know, and so that was the last I seen of AZ. But it's crazy how, you know, you have individuals in prison around dudes who they know are serious about their money. You know, you have dudes in prison sometimes hustling to get lawyers. You have people hustling to send their kids money, to live well, to eat up in there, you know. And for those who don't know, selling drugs in prison, the profit is extremely higher than what you can make on the street. You know, you can take maybe $10 worth of weed from the street and get you a few $100s in prison. So, you know, people are serious about their money in prison. So for any individual to go purchase, you know, narcotics or anything in prison from people and don't even have an idea or a clue how you're going to pay that person back, that person does not love life. You know what I'm saying? And some people like that, man. They have addictions to where the point where only thing they're thinking about is getting high. You know, they'll think about paying later, you know, and when later comes, sometimes, you know, they gonna get stabbed. Sometimes they roll up, they do whatever they have to do, but their main concern is getting high. But anyway, man, that was just a story right there about AZ. Like I say, that was the last I heard of him when he had got boo-bopped by the OVGs. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program. This video was sponsored by Mitchell Law Firm. If you have a record or you happen to know somebody who has a record and that record is hindering or impeding the quality of employment they're able to obtain, I strongly suggest you seek the law services of Farrah Mitchell. Miss Mitchell is a criminal law attorney who specializes in record expungement. Her services are nationwide, meaning regardless of whatever state you may have been convicted in, she still may be able to help. She also offers various other legal services at an extremely reasonable rate. So once again, I strongly suggest you contact her, get your record expunged, and get your life back in order.